I'm shooting this video on December 27th, 2025, and honestly, it feels surreal. Right now, there are 1400 people subscribed to this channel, and to some people, that might be a small number, but 1400 people caring about what I have to say, honestly, for me, that is massive. Now, if you told me in January that I'd end 2025 as a YouTuber, I would have laughed because 2025 didn't go all according to plan. It was a year of the highest highs and the lowest physical lows that I wouldn't wish on anyone. So in spirit of K9 Nate's yearly updates, which I've watched religiously by the way over the past couple of years, I want to take a few minutes to look back at all the chaos, the broken bones and the wins of the 2025, and then tell you where we're going in 2026. The year started perfect. I had just cracked the Google offer. I was riding that high. Then just before joining Google, I went to a Thailand trip with my friends. It was like pure freedom. So I joined Google on January 13th and I loved it. The food, the culture, the people, and the work. Like, I just threw myself into everything. I wasn't just chilling though. I wrote a lot of code. In fact, I wrote so much code in my first 3-4 months at Google that I got my C++ readability. So basically in Google, for any language that you write code in, you can attain readability, which is sort of like a certificate that, okay, you're somewhat of an expert on this. Anyways, like, I got it in 4 months, which if you're a Googler, you know, is kind of a speed run. That was a really good thing. I got the opportunity to write a lot of code, which I did, and ended up learning a lot as well. I joined clubs, played sports, played football, played badminton. So I was like feeling invincible. And then May happened. So just before my birthday, I was playing football in the weekly sessions that the Google Football Club organizes. And one bad fall, and it just went snap. So my collarbone had broken. I got surgery the next day. And I now have a titanium plate living inside me for at least the near future. The doctor says that there's no harm in keeping it there forever, but yeah, we'll see, because taking it out is another surgery in its own, and it doesn't necessarily cause you any harm or any lifestyle changes. So yeah, that happened. My parents came. I had to fly back to Mumbai for a month for my recovery, and that was tough, like, because I went from being this high performing independent engineer in Bangalore to needing my mom's help for basic tasks in my life, which was not a problem, but it was just a very sudden shift from a very fast life that was brought to an absolute halt. Now, in the 1 month that I spent in Mumbai, I took off 1 week initially from work, but then I started working, working from home for the next 3 weeks, because it was the only thing that kept my mind off of the pain and the slow life that was there. And I know a lot of people will say that just like you're getting to stay at home for 1 month, chill, nothing to do, just do your work and whatever. But somehow that does not fit with me. Like, I'm a person that likes entropy, right? I want like high entropy in my life, like something to do, something I'm constantly doing something and all that. So that's not for me, and that's something I realized that month as well. And while I was in Mumbai, my friends were moving into this amazing 4 BHK villa in Bangalore, where we live now. I was supposed to be here and help out with the whole moving process, but thankfully they took care of everything. And when I came back a month later, my mom came back with me for a week because obviously I needed help setting up my room and everything. Like, at that time, I was advised to not lift anything heavy, and heavy meaning not even like proper dumbbells, like in general heavy lifting, like a couple of plates or whatever, like, right? So even all that I was not allowed to do. So yeah, so she came, she helped me set everything up, and yeah, that's how I slowly started to get my life back on track. Now, July and August were the quiet months, like no heavy lifting, you can't ride your bike, and just Google cabs everywhere, like to the office and so on, and that's all the traveling that I was doing. And so while I was recovering physically, doing my physiotherapy, hitting the gym, just doing light stretching, and getting the cardio in, because during that time it's very easy to put on weight, and that is something that I tried to minimize. Obviously, I did end up getting some, but yeah, I managed that a little bit. But anyways, during that time, while my physical recovery was on, something shifted mentally as well. Like, I was focusing on my work on the weekdays, but whatever time I got in the weekdays and on the weekends, I was like stuck in a loop of watching these videos where people were talking about why you should start a YouTube channel, and then ending with a very important phrase: why you need to start a YouTube channel even if nobody is watching. And that phrase kind of stuck with me. Like even like one video that hit me really hard was Ali Abdal's video on the same title, like even if nobody's watching, and and it kind of stuck me. Like people are talking about how YouTube is more about your personal growth than the views, than the money, than everything, because even if nobody's watching, people said that they were growing, like on a personal level they were growing and they felt very liberated, and that is a feeling that I've been chasing for a long while now. Because like I've mentioned in the previous videos, in the void video as well, that how I've always wanted to build something that is mine, how I've always had that void inside of me, right? Like Ali Abdal said in one of his videos that personal growth happens because you make the videos, not because people watch them. And that holds a lot of meaning, right? And it just got me so hooked, and I was just like, I have to start this. But oh man, like I spent so much time trying to sort out the production pipeline. Like after that, it took me 2-3 months to finalize on an editor, because I went through so many people, like looked at a bunch of sample edits. Some were way too expensive, some did not just get the vibe that I wanted. So, anyways, it took me 2-3 months. It was endless, and then finally, I went with that guy who matched my vibe a little bit, and yeah, was in my budget as well. So, and at some point, I also started over engineering things. I felt, because like I was looking at all the hardware that I'm gonna need, the ring light, the phone. Do I even need to buy a camera to start with? Which mic to buy? And all these things. So I reached out to a couple of people that I know, like who are YouTubers. One inside Google, I'm not sure you guys must have seen Pranay's channel. He's doing really good. So I reached out to him. Then I also talked to a senior from my college, Pulkit Bhaiya, and then I talked to another guy who's from my batch, Yash Garg, who's, I think he's crossed 500k subs, something like that. So yeah, so I talked to all these people, and surprisingly, what I got from all of these, the input that I got is just start. Stop over engineering, stop overthinking, just start. Because they told me YouTube is a marathon, it's not a sprint, and you can't optimize a loop that hasn't started running yet. So yeah, I think that's the best advice you can get. Just start for YouTube. So yeah, that was the push I needed. By late August, my ideation doc was filled with ideas, and I started shooting as well in the background. Some videos were in the pipeline of getting edited and getting production ready. So yeah, that was ready. Our channel was on a good path. Also, being the Google engineer that I am, I didn't just start shooting. I made a Google Doc. I listed down all the ideas that I wanted to shoot, and after doing this, I realized that overall, broadly, I wanted to cover these 3 pillars, which I've talked about earlier as well in my channel. Like in general, my life, the finance curiosities that I have, and the tech that inspires me. So yeah, these are the 3 broad pillars that I saw that I wanted to talk about, which earlier I had not categorized as such, because that's something I didn't realize. But I did realize that once I had put all these in the doc and had a deep conversation with Gemini about it. So yeah, that really helped a lot. And then, just as we were about to take off, life humbled me again. It was September and I got dengue. Like I was traveling a lot those days, between Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, and just when I got back to Bangalore and I was like, okay, let's go, time to launch. The next day, I was in a very bad state. My body had just shut down. I think like the first 2 to 3 days, my fever was always between 100 and 103. Like high fever at 103, I had to get hospitalized. Like puking every 5 minutes. My platelets dropped to like below 10,000, and so I had to get donations from my friends, and then those platelets were given to me, and then slowly and steadily, I think after spending a week in the hospital, I was discharged. But man, what a shit experience. Honestly, like I've had the surgery, and that was so much like that was such a smoother process than this. Like it was just like an open and shut. Like I got admitted, next day I got surgery, the next day I was released, I went back to Mumbai. And even the surgery itself, right, it's like completely anesthesia and you just sleep through it. Sure, there's a lot of pain and post physiotherapy pain, but dengue was like it was like torture. Like it was a constant. I could not eat, I could not drink. Even if I drank like just a cup of water, I would puke it out. So So it was very bad, and it took me like a month to recover, because I'm sure you guys know, like after dengue, you have a lot of weakness in your body, and it can last to a lot of months. But fortunately, in my case, I feel like I was back to normal within a month. So yeah, September went by as well because of this. But because we had done the grind of, setting the process, finding the editor, everything was set. So in that sense, the moment I was feeling back normal, I thought that okay, let's go now. And yeah, I think it was October 20th when I posted my first video, and I was feeling so jittery, right? That all people say, what will their reaction be, and all that. And then a week went by, 150 views, and in which 50 to 60 were my family and my friends. So in fact, that was like humbling, but also liberating in a sense that I felt like nobody is watching, so I can just be me. I can post what I want. I can just be myself. So that was a very liberating feeling as well. Yeah. So the plan was to do weekly long form posts, and I think 3 shorts per week to support that, to increase reach on the channel, and get more viewers to the long form videos. So yeah, I was following that. I also tried to be clever and open an Instagram page, which proudly sits at 103 followers today. So I just kept posting whatever YouTube shorts I was posting on Instagram as well. But man, what I realized is that Instagram audience is very different. Like the hook, the attention span for the first couple of seconds, you need a killer hook on Instagram. It's not like my YouTube shorts were going viral, but man, like the Instagram reels were just purely tanking, and which they still are, by the way. So yeah, it sits proudly at 103 followers right now. But one day shall come that I will conquer the Instagram algorithm as well. But right now I've kept it in the backlog, because I'm focusing on YouTube, and it's really hard to shoot separate content for YouTube and Instagram together. So yeah, right now my focus is on YouTube. But yeah, we shall conquer that algorithm someday. But then a couple of months into YouTube, the YouTube algorithm finally woke up. Some of my videos are doing really well right now. One with recently that I posted with Sanyam about his journey from layoff to Google. Then the real estate deep dive with Manan. And then I posted one video about my credit card redemption with Taj. So all these 3 videos, I'd say, are the primary ones doing really well. And we're sitting at 1,400 subs right now, and it honestly feels like we're building a real community here. So yeah, it makes me super excited to see the organic growth on the channel. So in 2025, I found my voice. In 2026, I want to double down on that. I want this channel to be the perfect intersection between life, tech, and finance. Some like these 3 broad pillars, which I feel a lot of us are entangled with in our day-to-day life. And I'm looking at the ideation doc right now, and I see some really good video ideas, and hopefully they bring value to you as well. So stay tuned for that. My goal isn't just views, it's to explore the void, which I've talked about in one of my latest videos as well. So thank you for being the first 1,400. You guys are the real OGs. Let's make 2026 the year that we don't break bones, but we break records. But before I sign off, I do want to say this. Whether 2025 was the best year of your life, or it broke you a little bit, at least physically for me, you made it. From my room here in Bangalore, with a titanium plate in my shoulder and 1,400 of you on the screen, I want to wish you a very happy new year. May 2026 bring you good fortune, good health, bug-free code, and more importantly, the courage to do the thing that has been sitting in your Google Docs. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Do comment your biggest highs and lows of the past year in the comments. Let's chat, and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers.